6 o'clock.
Yes, sir. So whenever y'all ready. Good to go. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I guess we will call the meeting to order. It is now
Oh, Lord, I'm.
6 o'clock.
Little playback. My apologies. I
No,
forgot.
no worries.
Okay, now we'll go.
Okay, we will call the meeting to order. It's now 6 o'clock on the 15th of November, 2021. Everybody, please mute your phones. Are you done?
Do we need a motion to call the meeting to order?
No, ma'am, I don't think so, right? Yeah.
No, the chair calls it to order.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, I guess we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance and the moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everybody's ready. Is everybody ready?
Mhm.
So now we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the October 18th, 2021 meeting. Does anyone have, has everybody read them? Does anybody have any kind of corrections or anything that they need to submit for these meetings, or are we good?
I approve to, I move to approve the minutes as presented.
Anybody have any objections? Okay, I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against, say no. Motion is carried to approve the minutes. And I think, like you said, we had the old business of the 30 Southwest Court Square Graham Furniture Mart that we kind of put off, but
Yeah.
I think we were all in agreement to kind of push it till, since we extended the date for the business appearance grants and stuff to December 3rd. We'll probably just push that to the next meeting.
Yes, so whenever the deadline is December the 3rd. So I'll give I guess a small little update. I've got 2 applications in since then, excluding the 30 Southwest Court Square. So like I said, that'll continue going until, the 3rd of December. So in the meantime, nothing really much to discuss. If y'all want to go ahead and table it, we can move forward talking about the residential stuff if you would like.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion that we go ahead and table that for 30 Southwest Court Square, the Graham Furniture Mart, till our next meeting, after we have a chance to look at all the other grants.
I
We have a
second that motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All against, say no. Okay, motion carried. We'll table that till the next meeting.
Mhm.
So I guess that bumps us to the Residential Appearance Award, and we'll let you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, I'll kind of go through basically what I was going on with this. I attached in your agenda packet kind of the guidelines behind it associated with the Residential Appearance Award. Do you need an agenda, Carmen?
Yes, please. Thank you. I took all the cards. My husband couldn't get her from the.
You need to use this. What's that? No, I'm good. I actually printed off 2 extra copies just in case, so come prepared. All right, so yeah, getting back into the guidelines for the Residential Appearance Award. It just recognizes the hard work exhibited by residents who beautify their yard. And since we're in the time of the holidays with Christmas upcoming, we'll be seeing a lot of residents putting up Christmas lights, decorations of the such. All of these they're only for residential properties. There's no really compensation associated with it. It's just a process of acknowledgement, showing off your hard work and, wanting to beautify a residential area and everything else. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. So come next meeting, on top of the remaining of the business beautification grant stuff, we'll also be judging residents that are nominated. These residents can be nominated either, let's see, you can nominate their own yard, someone else's yard. We'll post some stuff on the website and everything else whenever it comes time, showing, the residents how to kind of access all this stuff. And also, you all can go out and nominate folks as well. If you were all living in different sectors here in Graham and you want to kind of take a ride around and kind of, I guess, what's the word, delineate an area for each one of you to kind of go and investigate. And if you want to see if there's anything around and you see one or two that you like, you can nominate and then take some pictures and attach it along, and we'll put up a nice little slideshow and run through and kind of go from there. And we'll pick them and nominate like we did kind of with the business beautification grant. We'll rank them until we got 1, 2, 3, and then we'll get number 1. And from there on, they'll be selected. They win. We'll go out there, do a little cameo, take some pictures again, post the sign out there. I should have brought that in, but it's basically just the same as this right here on the bottom. It's just planted in their yard and everything else. It's just a way of us here at the City of Graham and, the Appearance Commission to show, we do appreciate hard work for not only just businesses, but our residents in the area as well that put the time and the effort into making sure that Graham's a beautiful place. And that is amazing in my opinion. So, I'm look forward to being a part of this. Like I said, I think last time we talked about it, somebody mentioned about having these different sectors that they went out and kind of analyzed. I can't remember who was talking about it, but if y'all wanted to talk about that a little bit more, if y'all have any areas in mind that you'd like to go kind of take a ride around and look at closer towards the time frame towards ranking these and nominating, that's definitely something up for discussion. It looks like they have to be submitted by December the 5th, so we'll be receiving the rest of the business beautification grants and all these as well. So it'll be a busy early December, but it'll make for a wonderful meeting come that third Tuesday or third Monday. No, second Monday. Excuse me. Wait. No, third Monday. Okay, I got it right now. But yeah, so we can kind of go into discussion about that if you'd like. Any kind of interjections at the moment, comments, questions?
I just want to verify. So December 5th is the correct date, and you'll update this form with the right contact information?
I just grabbed this from last year's. I do have a running document of this year's, and that was before, of course, I got this agenda put out, but it does have all of, my updated information. It actually has the 3rd instead of the 5th, since, the timelines are a little bit different. I think the 5th last year was on a Friday. This year, the 3rd's on the Friday. So remember, that's why we kicked the business beautification grant till then as well. So that'll be changed, and when we get everything put up online, get the, I guess, word out so we can start getting in some applications. I guess maybe a little bit behind in advertising, but hopefully that'll only, boost people's concern to kind of go out and look at all the residences around. And I think that's kind of the bigger thing around it as well, is just getting people out and looking at all the other people that are doing, decorations and putting hard work into their lawns and everything else. So,
So I do have a question to that effect. Anyone can nominate, but the actual resident has to be within the city limits of Graham. But you don't have to live within the city limits to nominate. Is that correct?
From what I get, so let's see. I think
that is how
only
I read
people
it.
within the city. What's that? Okay. Yeah. So I
Is
mean,
there any- I think that's what I read. I was trying to see on my little phone because I didn't have this earlier. So I was trying to,
okay. Yeah. So yeah, anyone may nominate a yard whether they live in the city or outside, but it needs to be located
Yeah, there
within
it
the
is.
city limits or ETJ. So it's like the ETJ, if you want to look over there at the map behind Gorman, you can probably slightly see a little green line, but the ETJ is basically just a 1 mile extraterritorial jurisdiction surrounding Graham. It's basically the outer edge, I guess, per se, where our zoning extraterritorial jurisdiction, correct? Yeah. And it's just where we still have authority to apply zoning standards to those. So they still have to uh, comply to all of our zoning standards. So you see a lot of the subdivisions and stuff that go out there, they're still within the city of Graham zoning standards. Even though they may not pay city of Graham taxes unless they are annexed and have city and Graham water and sewer, but they still uphold our zoning standards. So yeah, anybody can nominate anybody. They just have to be within the confinements of that map up there. I think last year there was around, I want to say like 8 or 9, maybe 10. I think I was looking at it today and I can't remember the rough estimate of it, but I mean, it's all about getting the word out. I think that's the biggest thing is, making a big push for this. And of course, that's where, you all and I come into play is making sure that, this is duly advertised and, kind of spreading everything around. So I'll coordinate with Mary Fawcett, who's the downtown development coordinator who spoke last week, but she also does a lot of the social media aspect of it as well. And we'll kind of team up and get a little game plan moving forward until the 3rd, so we can advertise and be like, hey, you see any type of residences around that deserve a little bit of credit, here's your opportunity, and this is all, I was telling Ms. Clark Baldwin earlier, but this is intended to be like a 4-season type thing. And, since we're all fairly new, we're getting into this, and this isn't the first time this is going to come along. It's not just a Christmas thing, but we'll also look into come, spring, summer, fall, all that as well. Just kind of analyzing all those other homes as well that, it's not decorated, but, they have a nice landscape. They're keeping up with their yard. They planted new crepe myrtles. I'm not a big gardener, so, but I know when something looks pretty. Yeah. That's just like the first tree that comes to mind. And there's like positive and negative
You
connotation.
can pass it by me. I know nothing about.
I know, my apologies. But yeah, so this is something that we'll continue working on throughout, the years to come for however long y'all want to continue serving on this board. So, I think this is a good first step and an easy step, because with Christmas time comes a lot of decoration, and you can kind of see it's like, okay, they have nice decorations outside, but, when we get towards, spring and summer, we're really looking at, okay, these are the hardcore people, like, all right, who's planting nice prunes or I don't know, what I'm saying? Not
So
nice
if we were
rose
to-
tree.
If we were to go by a place and we
Mhm.
wanted to nominate it, now we would be responsible for taking the pictures, or we would turn it in to the committee and they would assign some.
Let's see.
How do we get the pictures?
Yeah, anyone may nominate a yard, each yard. So if we go to, I think there is yes, here it is. The nomination form seems to just be the nomination form itself. So I think that's on me to where I go out and I take the pictures and then I bring it back to y'all. So y'all see it, just jot down the address. Majority of the time, if it's in a residential area, I can look up the property owner's name, and most of the time property owners kind of associated with the residential lot itself. There's sometimes when they're rented out, but we'll get that figured out regardless. But yeah, so the nomination form right here, if you see it, I can print off some for y'all if you need it. It's on the paper, or I can email it and y'all can kind of fill it out like that. I can take care of whatever it is, but I mean, regardless, even if you're out and about and you don't have it on you, just jot it down and give me a call and be like, hey, I saw this, and I'll write it down and I'll put it in my system, and then I'll go out and take pictures of everything. So that's not a problem. I'll take care of it.
Well, if you need help taking pictures, let me know.
Oh,
I'll be happy to help you out.
yeah, of course. That's fine with me.
If we get- We get 20 nominations. I know you got other stuff to do, so I'll be happy to go out.
Excuse me.
Put this on next door, that invite people to do.
It's like a
Be
Lacey
part of it.
Holt next door. It's like a Facebook.
Okay,
type-
yeah, I don't think
not
that's
on
a problem at
Facebook,
all.
but it's
Like I
like a-
said, I think the biggest thing is the outreach for it.
Yeah.
And getting that word across. So I mean, as many more platforms as you can get it on to kind of advertise. I think that's helping more than
I
hurting.
mean, we can
you know?
print up a bunch of these.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Hand them out if you live in a neighborhood, or,
Mhm.
just hand them out to people, try to encourage people
Yeah,
to,
and
you know.
I'm trying to think,
nominate.
because you hand that out in itself, it might not give them enough information. It's just residential appearance award nomination.
Yeah,
So I may see if I can draft up something a little more sleek and informing
Yeah.
tomorrow rather than just that. Like I said, this
Okay.
is just what I was working with that they were using last year. But I mean, if you're going to be doing handouts and all they see is residential beautification award, there probably be a lot of questions surrounding it as well. So maybe I'll add contact information on there as well that they can kind of reach out and contact me just in case they have any questions of exactly what it is. But yeah, I'm all for it. This sounds amazing. I mean, it at least gives us staff and you all as the commission as well, residents here in Graham, to go out and, look at the surrounding areas and see, who is putting in a lot of time and effort into their, yards and their decorations at their home. And like I said, since it's Christmas, it's a little bit easier since, a lot of people want to put up Christmas decorations and such, but, moving forward, it might get a little bit tougher. Might get a little more fun as well. Just
I do have one question on this
Yeah.
form where it says contact phone number and or email. Is that the nominator's contact information or the nominee's contact
Oh,
information?
yeah.
Because it's kind of underneath, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
That might
so-
cause some confusion for people.
Yeah, that would. So
Because you might not have the nominee's info, other than their address,
yeah. I guess the nominator's name is just there in case. It's not really required since, anybody can nominate, can always just be anonymous and then we go out and take a look at it. I guess it can be removed if it needs to be. I can kind of see the confusion where you go nominators, nominees. So maybe there's a way to kind of space that out to where it makes a little bit more sense, I
Yeah,
guess.
I don't know whether it's the nominator's contact phone number or the nominees. I don't know. I'm just,
Oh.
That's what
contact
I'm
phone
asking.
number
Yeah,
and
on
or
the
email.
Yeah.
form.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely have to put nominees beside that probably because I feel like that's what it's more or less associated
Okay.
for. So yeah, that can be easily addressed. Just type that in there and then kind of move forward.
yeah,
So,
but
yeah,
we
there's
may
a lot
not-
of dressing up this, that it has potential, I guess, per se.
But if we're
where-
just driving by,
Yeah,
why
we-
would you think?
but we don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not gonna knock on their door and say, can
Yeah.
I have your
Yeah,
email
phone
address
number.
Yeah.
and your phone number?
And then I guess there's a little bit of investigating on
Scary.
the part.
Very
'cause,
scary.
Yeah, the biggest thing is getting in touch with them after the fact as well,
Yeah,
is,
follow up.
because we'd have to get them in here at the meeting to kind of showcase and let them talk about what all their stuff is as well if they want to. So, having that would be beneficial. So, if you're ever out riding about and you see it and you see there's some cars, I wouldn't hesitate to go up there and knock on the door and tell them who you are, what you're doing. And then, like I said, it's that outreach again. You start spreading word of mouth. You tell them, say, hey, we love your yard. We're going to nominate you for this. And then they'll be like, oh, well, my John Doe down the road and Jane Doe, they have a wonderful type of array of reindeer and Santa Claus on top of their roof that I would also like to nominate. And you're like, well, you can do that. So it
Mhm,
kind of
mhm.
further extends it out. So, but I think that would be helpful if you could gather that, or maybe who they are and can do that. If not, like I said, I can probably gather up the information if I absolutely need to.
I think
if they would, go ahead, baby.
I was gonna say, I think if you have the address, how they got me was through my city water bill.
Water billing. Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to say
Water
that.
Department could probably tap into.
Yeah, so a lot of that's already on file, and I mean, that's how I have to get some information sometimes as well. Not everybody has, all their phone numbers and everything out there, rightfully so. So sometimes you have to go through that route, but I think biggest thing's the address, and don't even really need the name, but it definitely helps just so, it cuts down a little bit of the process, but it's feasible. And I think we can definitely get it done as long as we have the address.
Okay.
Yeah, he's exactly right. The address is important, and don't stand in the road and take pictures.
Yeah.
People don't appreciate that, and plus it's dangerous. So
Yeah, and they don't.
bring
know
us
who
the
we are.
address and he can go down with one of the trucks with the yellow lights on
Yep.
it and look a little official.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
I'll put on my high vis, and if I get hit
Alright.
right away, I'll get some work.
Make it look
whoa.
legit.
Yeah, so
That's important though.
I agree. So like I said, this is something that's going to be reoccurring. This isn't the first time we'll look into it. We'll keep on moving forward. We're all fairly new here and we're kind of starting some of these old projects back with new faces. So I do look forward to it, that's for sure. And of course, having a past winner always helps as well. So, you get to see it from this side and I'm sure there's probably some that you'll ride around and see in the meantime, and feel free to jot those down and do everything else. So if y'all have any other questions for me, I can answer them. If y'all wanted to talk about if there was some action form that y'all wanted to do for kind of taking over different sectors of town that y'all wanted to each go take a look at. We can discuss that as well. If y'all think, I'm just gonna ride around everywhere and I'll just see something and I'll nominate it, and that's fine too. It's
Yes.
up to y'all.
Do we have,
Yes, ma'am.
They
So,
have their own awards.
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to think, because, let's see here.
While he's doing that, I think the board needs to take action on including the ETJ, because we've never done that before. So I think you either need a consensus or need a vote, a motion and a vote. Just to let you know, this board and the planning board are the only two that have representation from the ETJ. So I think it's very fitting that you include them in this, but I do think you need to do it as a motion.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion that we include the ETJ in the selection process of the winners for the Residential Appearance Award. Do I have a second? Okay, Bernadette, second. Motion carried. All in favor, say aye.
aye,
Aye. All against?
Wait a minute, Carmen's got a question.
Oh,
ETJ.
It's the extraterritorial jurisdiction. It's our zoning district. We control them with planning and zoning. We determine the zoning of their properties and that kind of stuff. They do not pay taxes, but their population can be on your board.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
They can also be on, we have to have 2 representatives from the planning and zoning board in our ETJ. That's a requirement.
all in favor? Aye.
aye.
Anyone against? Okay, motion is carried to include the ETJ for the awards.
And I guess,
It-
oh, sorry,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
I do have one more question, because I've heard it quoted different ways tonight. Is it extended or is it extra?
Extra
Yes, ma'am.
territorial.
Okay, because I had extended it first. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
It could be kind of classified as the same thing, but yes,
Yeah.
extra.
But the real term is
Is it extra?
Extraterritorial.
I gotcha? Thank you.
Extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Like that.
Phone home.
Looking at it here, it seems that there is a business appearance award. It seems like they did something in 2020. It doesn't look like it really expanded too much in 2020. It's just more or less kind of the same things where they put the guidelines out there and the awards. So if that's something that y'all wanted to kind of look into and do along those lines right here in Christmas time, I'm more than happy to, take that on as well. I mean, it's a little bit easier. It's a lot more condensed rather than when you're looking at it from a residential standpoint. So, you got all your surrounding businesses, here, right here in the downtown corridor and right there along, Hardin and South Main, kind of going up and down and around. So it's a little more condensed and a little bit easier. So, if you're out and about and are looking around and you ride past a business that's got, their stuff decorated as well, feel free to nominate and just kind of delineate which one's the residential and which one's the business. I'll create another form for it because like I said, I'm kind of trying to look through here and I don't see that there's much entailed with that as well. Like I said, the only thing we had in 2020 was just those 2 awards. So it looks like in 2018 they did have somebody win it. So I'm more than happy to kind of continue and move forward with that. Yes, ma'am. It'll probably be along the same deadline, just so we can, kind of deal with it all at once in the December meeting, so we don't extend past that. So basically just the same concept where, I'll create a form for both of them. So that way you're not kind of mixing them both together. And we'll get something published online as well with both of those. And then we'll talk about it come whatever it is, what is it, 22nd, I think? Yes. So, in December. Oh, no, I'll have the 20th. Excuse me. And then we'll kind of do all that and do the business beautification stuff, the residential appearance, and then the business appearance. So 3 birds, 1 stone.
So did you say we had 2 new applications?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the process for those?
Well, it'll have to wait till next month as well, since we already tabled all the
that's the
old
December
business.
meeting.
Yes, ma'am. But I mean, we did get 2 more. Hoping for maybe, 1 or 2 more to straggle in, just so. One extra thing on the topic of that, since we're talking about it, they did, we had remaining money over with like a little over $7,000, I think. We increased it to 10,000 now, so we have $10,000 rather than the 7,000, so we got extra, 2 and some change stuff. So, at least make it even in that sense. So, hopefully we do get some more so we can spread it out a little bit. So we're not having to give so much to, 1 or 2, and we can kind of at least, spread the wealth a little bit and touch more businesses that we can. But, just to keep that in mind, we'll kind of go and look more into it, and I'll have that same graph for y'all where it shows percentage of how much we want to give and, the money equivalent per se. So more stuff to look at.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Because Bonnie and I want
Do you
that.
guys,
Oh,
do you
yeah.
guys want to do it by sector, or do you want it? What would you rather do, or would you rather just
I was gonna say,
ride around and see what you see? And
Ride and see.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And that's completely up to y'all. I know they've delineated in the past, like different sort of sectors. And it really depends on, if y'all are all kind of spread out to where you live, you're already in your own sectors, I guess, per se. It sounds bad, but
Yeah.
you can kind of take a look around neighboring areas. If you're out and about, like I said, you see it, send them over to me. And if anybody's, send in 2, I can, kind of let you know that, and be like, oh, they've already hit on that one. So, but yes, you're on the right page. So,
I do think we all should strive to at least go and at least nominate 2 each, just,
Yep.
and then the community will nominate, so there'll be a good selection.
that's good. Yeah, that's fine
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
I think that's
that's
great.
a good idea.
If we break up into sections, then we'll, everybody.
True.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
is the sections? You're native?
I don't know the sections. I don't know if it's easy to divide them.
It's not. It's
Okay.
not.
But like,
But,
That'd
maybe
be
like
kinda-
what elementary school do you live by? Like, I live by South Graham Elementary. That's all I know.
Why can't we
Graham
get
Not
a
gonna
city
work for me.
van and go all together?
Take a trip.
Field trip.
No, we got a road trip here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a job. So I don't know how they'd feel about that.
Oh, you do?
What's that? The 20th. Yes, ma'am. I should have included that in there.
But you need all the nominations by the 5th, is
20th
that
of
what you said?
December. she
Third.
needs
The
me.
3rd.
Third?
Yes, ma'am. The 3rd.
Third.
Yeah, so I'd change that. So if you look up on the TV, this is kind of your, what's back behind Corman, that big map right there. This is our GIS map. It's really tough to look at, but I'll kind of zoom in. So here we are, we're downtown right now. This is Court Square. Up around here, a lot of residential in this area. So you could almost kind of block it, right here down South Main up to North Main, and take this sector right here could be one. Moving over down Elm Street, could be one moving up here as well. This corridor right here between Hardin and Elm could be one. South Main to East Hardin, you're kind of dividing up all the highways, if you see what I'm kind of getting towards here. And then you got across 40, you got a lot down here that has to be taking a look at down Rogers Road and everything. So, you kind of cut it in half. right here from, is this still South Main? Yes. From South Main to everywhere else. So I don't, like I said, I don't know where you all live respectively. So I don't know if you want to give that information away, or, you can give a kind of general overview, but, if somebody wanted to kind of take a look up in this vicinity, with, North Main and East Elm and West Elm and this kind of corridor right here, that's up for grabs.
We could even just split it north and south,
That's true.
just,
Well, you know,
you know,
head
some
down
of us- 'cause
towards
we-
Broadacres,
yeah, we live more
towards
south.
the Valmet, South Park,
You
Valley
live more
View.
north, right?
What is it, North?
Like if we did north and south, in other words, instead of breaking it up into 4 or 5
Can you
different
find my
ones,
house?
just have anything, say, from the highway north
Yeah.
and anything from the highway south.
Mhm. So it'd probably be,
Well, we
Yeah.
can just, okay, so we can divide up in teams, I guess, 3 or whatever, or
Yeah,
you think,
and
okay?
so yeah,
yeah,
you're on the
like out
northern
there,
side.
yeah.
Where are
To the
you?
northern side,
Are
'cause
you on
I'm
the-
right here.
I just know what to do.
So that would be considered
yeah, that.
northern.
oh, so
Northern,
close.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
we
I'm
should just
north.
go solo.
That's
You
fair.
wanna go
Yeah, I
solo?
think it's just, yeah. Then it's.
Y'all wanna take a vote on it?
Because we're all gonna we're gonna all review them together. So I think that's.
That's also true.
Yeah,
That's
so no
good,
need
yeah.
to collective bargain before
Okay.
we get there.
Yeah.
Just want to just do your own thing.
Oh, no,
Everybody okay with just doing your own thing?
I go on lots of walks. Yep.
Okay, we'll just do our own
But
thing.
do our
That's fine.
own thing.
And,
That's good.
so,
'cause I get distracted.
All right.
yeah, of course, like I
Yes.
said, that's the biggest thing. And if you get
Bernadette,
posted
you
up
retired?
on, what was it again? The
Bernadette,
Lacey Holt next
you
door
retired?
next door, yeah. So, I mean, that would be
Good work.
beneficial as well.
on
It kind of,
Facebook,
yeah, Facebook, it'll
um,
get put up on our
Graham
website.
page.
Mhm.
You know, 'cause
So
the city's got a.
boost that, share, it,
Yep.
send it to all your contacts, let everybody know. Yes.
Right here where it says once in any 2 calendar years. So do you guys have a list of that, or do you just ask the nominees like, hey, have you already had this reward in the past 2 years?
Yeah, so there's a running list of like all the nominees.
Okay.
So you send it to us, I can kind of compare it to what it's been done in, let's see, 2 calendar years you can be nominated, so once every 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a running list back to like 2018, so I'd kind of run with that. I don't think they did it in 2019. I
Can
think-
you give us a list? Because I know you just pulled it up. I saw some people that I did recognize, but I don't remember if I saw some in 2018. I don't remember seeing anything from 2020. Yeah, that list. right
Yes, ma'am,
there.
that's for
That
the
shows-
business appearance award, so
Mm-mm.
if we.
The other one back,
So is it
The
that you
people who
can't,
decorate like do it every year.
yeah.
that you
list.
can't win?
Everybody's amazing.
I used to do edit reading, so.
Is
I
it that you
just
can't
look
win more
fast.
than once within 2
See,
calendar years, or you can't be
I know.
There
nominated?
they are.
'Cause that doesn't make sense. You can't be nominated.
I mean, you can certainly be nominated,
Couldn't
but I don't
win.
think you can be taken into account, so if you've
Okay.
already won,
Yes.
And that
Well, I
makes
mean, if you
sense.
won,
Yeah.
but if
It's
you,
the fifth
you were
bullet
just
point.
nominated, you can
Uh-huh.
be,
isn't that what it is? Is it say if one's or if you won, you can't be, I guess, placed?
Can't
Yeah.
win.
The 5th bullet point says each yard is limited to winning the award only once in any 2 consecutive calendar years.
that's what, okay.
And that goes for all 4 of the awards as
Gotcha.
well, so try and spread it out, of course. You don't want the same person winning the best yard
Yeah.
every 4 seasons, every 2 years, so
Same thing with the grant money.
Yes,
That's what
ma'am.
we were saying
of course,
last
the
meeting.
principle's
Yeah.
there, and it makes it makes sense.
It does.
Yes.
Very good. Okay.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions or anything to add regarding the appearance award?
We all good on that?
Y'all good?
Mhm.
Guess we'll move on to city council updates and Mayor Peterman. is
Yes,
here.
ma'am. I apologize for not being here last month. I think I was in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, but I think.
That's a good reason.
I do need to tell you that this board has been very active over the years and a very rewarding board. And I want you to keep pushing. By that, I mean, you need to be part of the budget action for the city. And to do that, some of you need to come by and visit with our new city manager and tell her when the budget time comes that you want to be included in it. because as we were talking about, this needs to keep moving up to where we can move our monies up a little bit every year, so we can do more, is what it boils down to. Our new city manager, she will be sworn in tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Drop by if you want to.
Where is that gonna be
It's
here?
gonna be right here. Yes, ma'am. She is very, very impressive. You will enjoy meeting her. You enjoy talking to her. I think you'll enjoy just being around her. With that being said, the new city council will be voted in the first meeting in December, which is the 14th, I believe.
Yes, sir.
So this will actually be my last meeting with you. You have to think about who you want for your representative to be here in my place. You can ask them to take to accept the appearance committee as their board. Ricky's, Ms. Hall's husband, Ricky, is on our board. They could carpool, so if he wanted to be in here. So think about that. We've only got 4. When they first sit down, there'll only be 4 of them. So you need to figure out who you want and get a good representative.
Who are the 4 that was elected?
Jennifer Talley has been elected as the mayor to take my place. Her seat is open, so nobody was running for that seat. Nobody knew she was going to be elected or not. If she hadn't have been elected, she would still be on.
You were returning back.
Right. So we got Jennifer and Ricky and Bobby Chin and
Joey Parsons.
Yep.
Joey Parsons.
Joey Parsons. I've known Joey for a long time. Joey's a very religious, a very respectful, hardworking man. Bobby Chin, I've known since he came to Graham. Bobby Chin came here. He showed up one night, him and his wife, looking for a place to be. And I went back and talked to him. We were at a Thursday at 7. It's been 2 or 3 years ago. And he said then that they were just riding through. They're looking for a place to live. And we talked to him for a while. And the next thing you know, he's moved to Graham, which is a tribute to all of us, I guess, that he saw this town and decided to be here. He's a stand-up guy. He will work hard for you if you want him to be your representative. Of course, Jennifer's Jennifer. Y'all know her, and Ricky. Ricky's a good, hardworking man himself. So y'all gonna have to think about that. And I think they usually do that, or we usually did it in December, so that the boards would not go without representation.
So you said that we would need to make the nomination in
No,
December
ma'am, you
or
would need
tonight?
to, if there's somebody that you want on that board to be your representative, go ask.
Go
And-
ask the person,
Yes.
but we would collectively discuss it here.
You
Before, it
can,
can be
you don't have to.
individually. If you just have.
The
a
way we've
preference.
always done it in the past, we took, I would take all the boards and I would let my senior person on the board choose what they wanted and then go down with seniority. And they would choose the TAC or the Historical Museum Board, whatever they chose, that was gone. Then I'd go to the next senior council person and just keep moving down. And I would always choose last. And that's not why I got y'all. I got y'all because my choice was this board. So, it's not why I'm here with you. The TAC, which is the Technical Review Committee, TRC. But then we have the Historical Museum Board is a very active board. The Planning and Zoning is a very active board. So there's some that people want because they want to work hard. This board here is sort of a pleasure board. We can do some good stuff and enjoy ourselves, and there's not much pressure here with this group of people. And I appreciate that too. So anyway, that's about all I got to say, except it's been a pleasure being here over 16 years. I think I started out on this board, and I'm going to end up on this board. So it's been fun.
Wonderful.
We thank you so much. It's been a
Yes, sir.
pleasure.
Thank you
In my
so much.
short
All
tenure
your
here,
hard work.
sure,
Yes.
I definitely enjoyed the little bit of time we got to spend together, but it has been definitely noteworthy, that's for sure. So we hate to see you leave, but
Well, I'm chasing a grandbaby and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
As a re-
My job description is going up, it's not going down. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
And big rewards.
Well, good luck to you and thank
Wish
you
you
so
well.
much for everything you've
Thank you,
done for
ma'am.
this city.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And wish you well on your future endeavors
Yes,
and
absolutely.
raising a grandbaby.
That's
If y'all got any
exciting.
other questions about the way this is done, let me know. And
I would
It-
like to see that, yeah, I would like to have more information. Only person I'm not really familiar with was Joey Parsons, so I would come to.
Joey Parson lives on Wildwood.
Mhm.
Over the years, he rebuilt cars for a long time. Real high tech type stuff. I think that sort of didn't pan out with him because I don't think it's hard to make a living when you have the same car and you're working on it for 6 months, before you get it finished. So he's changed jobs, but he's still a very nice guy. He goes to Lamb's Chapel, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen him out there, but it's a real good guy.
Okay.
That's the tough part is I think there's, great nominations in all of them.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think each of them would, rightfully serve this commission to their fullest extent. So
Mhm.
it really kind of boils down to who all you think would serve best. And it ultimately turns up to who they want to serve
Right.
for it. So that's when they'll decide. It's next month is,
Usually we decided in December is again up to the new board.
Yep.
They might want to postpone it to January
That's
to not make that December meeting so long. Because it does take some time to decide who's going to be on what board.
Yep. I agree.
So,
So the position is a liaison to the board, not a voting member?
we do not vote,
Okay,
no.
so there'd be no
Just-
conflict of interest?
No.
if Okay,
No, there would be none at all. The only way you can have a conflict of interest if you have a financial advantage or disadvantage. There's, just a marriage is not a conflict of interest. It might be at my house, but it's not, but it would not be.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of any kind of problems that would be that I don't see any.
No, I don't think there really would be any unless it was directly associated, like you said, with any sort of financial or personal gain per
Mhm.
se, so using all out in context, just say something happened there, I guess, but I don't foresee anything in the position of a non-voting council member on an appearance commission board that could really raise any concern because, like Mayor Peterman said, this is kind of the board that, serves for, beautification and, the kind of fun stuff rather than the legal and legislative jargon that comes with, planning and zoning and, city council stuff as well. So there's a lot less aspects of conflicts of interest, if any, that kind of reside unless the only one that I could really see would be any sort of grant funds or voting that could come into play. But then even there, it's very minimal given, kind of the certain circumstances. So I don't think that really be much of an issue.
We don't own any property or any business.
Yep.
And what we do here is business.
Mhm.
So, is there anything else you all would like to discuss while you got us here? I'm more than happy to answer any questions you got.
Me too.
Y'all been so wonderful.
Anybody have anything?
I want to discuss the process
Of the,
Of,
of the
um,
election.
the nomination.
Yeah.
So what were you saying? The best thing to do is to reach out to one of the council members if you
Mhm.
have one in mind, because ultimately it's not our choice or y'all's choice to who sits on it.
Mhm.
Like you said, it's been through seniority that drips down and they choose which board they want to be a liaison for.
that's the way I did it.
Yeah, that is also true. It could change. so
It
we
could
don't-
change.
You said we reach out to them,
Hey,
but
just have
the
a conversation.
council makes the decision on who they appoint.
Right.
Well, the council member themselves decides. So like you said, first person to seniority, they say, I want to be the liaison to the planning board. They get it. Next person of seniority, they want to be the liaison of the HRC. Next person of seniority, they want to be the liaison to the technical review committee, which is stuff that I deal with. And that until trickles down until, all the departments are filled up or all the boards and commissions are filled up and all the council members have a liaison position. So ultimately, there's no choice on any of us or any voting, mayor or whatever it may be, it's all to the decision of the certain council member, how they've done it in the past, who has the high seniority and where they want to go. So it's
So
ultimately.
with all newly elect, they all have the same
No,
status.
Ricky
Well,
would be,
Ricky has
would be,
seniority.
seniority.
Ricky would be the senior.
Yeah, and Miss Tally would also be on there as well.
But as they go through them, that's why it's important for
Yeah.
you to contact somebody, say if you wanted Joey Parsons, for
Mhm.
instance, you would contact him and so that when it got to him, he could say, I'd like to have the appearance committee.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If you've reached out to him or I have, or someone else has, he'll know that we requested him, he can request that
Mhm.
when the choice gets to him.
And that's also all pending, nothing changes. Like you said, it's a new board, new mayor, a lot of new stuff that's going on. So
Mhm.
they could decide, hey, let's scrap
Right.
that and let's wait and then let's see. So it could be next month. It's all pending upon change, so, but at the moment with how they've done it before, kind of that process. So Mr. Ricky, Miss Tally, Mr. Chin's been on the planning board, so he may have a little bit more over Mr. Parsons since he's fairly into local government, right? Has he been on any other board?
Yeah.
Okay. So, kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'd select kind of in that.
So is Joey Parsons now, is he a town official or town, does he work for the town or? he
No,
just-
ma'am.
He's
No,
the new
you
elected.
can't work for the town and be on the city council. Joey works for himself for years and years, and now I
Or
think he's,
then he went for another job.
Yes,
I didn't know
ma'am.
if the other job was with the town. Okay.
no. I mean, it's up to the mayor. It truly is. She could put the names of the boards in a hat and tell you to draw them out.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, she could do it any way she wants to.
And it really doesn't matter how it works out. They are good at helping us with information.
Exactly.
What they do is help us
Mhm.
get up to speed.
And try to keep you out of trouble. If you-
Yeah.
Right, right.
Just like the thing with the ETJ, if we did it, it could be a problem if we didn't vote on it. So I'm trying to keep you from,
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
And what we do is just like,
Mhm.
like that, what we do is business stuff, like that building that Shamrock Nutrition's in. Last year we did that and we gave them money. They paid that bill.
Mhm.
And that's what we did. We're not gonna have a problem no matter who they send up.
That's true.
That is true.
For my personal thing, I have no idea who's, and I don't care. It doesn't make any difference.
It also helps that, they don't have a voting seat as well. Like it is just a position of a liaison. I mean, it's like you said, relay information over and catch anything that might slip between the cracks. Because if Mayor Peterman wasn't here right now, there would have been no vote on the ETJ stuff. Because I
That's-
wasn't
that's
aware of
true,
it as well,
yeah.
because I'm fairly new too. And I just see what's been on the paper in the past. So,
Right.
it's definitely helpful to have somebody like that. But I don't think it'd have much bearing on what gets decided up here regarding these.
If they don't know, they go get the information for us.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where you come in. You could tell whoever's sitting here, I need to know by next month.
Yep.
And they'll find out for you.
Mhm.
They'll have the resources to go ask. So
We'll be fine no matter who they. send.
we will.
Yep,
You're
I
exactly
agree.
right.
100%.
Are there any other questions?
All good.
All good? Okay, well, Mayor Peterman, did you have anything else? for
No,
us?
ma'am, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. All right, since nobody else has any further questions, did you have anything else for us, sir?
No, I would just like to thank you all for showing back up again. It's nice to see all y'all. I hope to continue to working with you all in the future, and we can fill that last seat over there, hopefully sometime soon, and maybe add some more people like me here, maybe even out the ratio a little bit, but it's okay. I do love working with you all,
Are
and it
you
has been
feeling a little
fantastic.
outnumbered?
Just a tad bit, just a little
bit.
bit, but it's all good. No, all jokes. I do enjoy working with you all so far. It's been a wonderful past 2 months, and I do look forward to continue serving on this board with you all. And if there's anything that y'all need, never hesitate to reach out to me and ask, because I can probably find it majority of the time.
Yep, very resourceful. And Cameron, thank you so much
Yes.
for your extra.
Yes, ma'am.
work you
Absolutely.
do.
Thank
It's
you.
just extraordinary.
I try my best.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, then I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn. Do I have a
I
second?
second that emotion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All against? Okay, I guess we are adjourned.
Beautiful.
Right. Good job.